the Switch 2 is up. I don't plan on really getting it. And this is kind of the reason why I haven't really gamed as much. Because, I mean, I get it. Companies find unique ways to constantly earn more money, which is fine. It's a business move. I remember games were just around $50, and that's pretty decent. That's just not. To me, I think that's fair. $50. Going more than that, just for a game is a little bit steep. Plus, knowing you purchase a game and they're pushing them the for having your games all online now, and knowing that there's licensing fees, or not fees, agreements. Well, maybe it's a fee because you're basically paying for the game, which means when you purchase the game online, and then when it's licensed, they're lending it out to you for a certain amount of time, from what I understood from the complaint. And depending whatever happens, that company can just pull the game right from your library, and you can't play the game. You don't have any access to the game anymore, which means you don't technically own the game. Well, you got physical copies. You like to at least own something to collect. But then, normally down the road, there's that, where people just like to trade their games or trade their stuff just to earn money because they don't use it anymore. So since that was with like GameStop, since that was kind of invented, I'm sure companies thinking, well, people aren't going to really want their games forever, so let's just license the game for a certain amount of time and just get rid of it. Which I think there's a value of really preserving what you buy and literally keeping it forever, which is, like I said, it's a regret that I've have not keeping my games. So they're raising the price on it to ensure that you keep it. But I don't think these games are, like, a lot of these games aren't physical anymore, right? Because now they're online. There's a lot of them online now. That's pretty steep for $80. And knowing you have to pay extra accessories to have a better experience playing the game, and this is kind of why I checked out, is that there's always an add-on to pay more money, and it just becomes that. It's just a money. So I'm cool with this emulator here. Like I said, it doesn't, like, all the games on there don't work, which I wouldn't mind getting another emulator. I just want to enjoy the games. Besides, I don't play games as much as often as I used to like that. So I don't want to invest $400 plus top of that with all the extra accessories, close to $1,000 on something I might not even, dedicate a lot of time to, because I don't have a lot of time to dedicate to that. So I don't see it's worth the investment to even throw money out there like that. Like, if I were to, which I don't think I'm gonna get the Switch, I'm thinking about investing into the PlayStation, but we'll see. We'll just see, because like I said, there's other games that I've gotten on the Switch currently right now I just haven't had time to really beat. Like Crash Bandicoot 4 I haven't beat yet. Doom I still haven't beat yet. The games I got on the emulator I started I haven't beat yet. It's just, there's time, man. Is it worth spending that money? Knowing what you're probably gonna get. Just throw money out there. I'm trying this new Spyro game. Well, it's not new, but I guess it's a Spyro game that voice actors Elijah Wood and then David Spade was in. It was like a Hero's Legacy. No, it's something different. It's interesting. It's a unique take on Spyro. And I played like 40 minutes of it. It's pretty interesting. They changed the controls a little bit. I think it's one of those scenarios where the game was made by a different company, so they changed features about the character and the controls. It's interesting so far. I'm gonna continue playing the game. And in fact, if they were to do a Spyro movie, I would like to see this kind of look brought to the screen. It's fascinating. And to hear consumers' complaints regarding this new Nintendo system that just came out, where it's basically the same thing. Well, I mean, yeah, you kind of want that, but also you want something different. I don't know. It just doesn't sound appealing. Just blowing like $700. Besides, what games are they? What's out? What's out that's worth buying? Like immediately to start playing. I'm still considering the PlayStation 5, but then they just announced PlayStation 6 like about a couple weeks ago, which won't come out like a year or two. Why get the PlayStation 5 if knowing that the PlayStation 6 is going to be coming pretty, who knows, like in a year or so? And like I said, all the games are coming out. I'm more interested in playing the indie games than playing anything that's corporate, something more imaginative, something more creative. I just started playing Ratchet and Clank like the other week, the first game on this emulator, and it's pretty fun so far. No transactions, none of that. Just playing the game, just playing the game and having fun with it. Take the fun out of it, it's not fun anymore. Obviously, yeah. And I was a more of a PlayStation guy, and I changed out to Microsoft, Xbox because there were certain games on there I wanted to play. It was only exclusive on that platform. And I'm glad they're trying to shift that out a little bit and making all the games. I mean, to sell is a marketing tactic. There's a certain game you want, then you have to get that console that you have to get. Also, I would be fishy. I would really be cautious on getting a new console right, especially right when it comes out, because I remember the Rings of Death on the Xbox 360. And I remember when I had it and we got that, and we are trying to figure out unique ways to undo the rings so we can continue playing, so we don't have to keep sending it to the shop or get a new one. That was so annoying. Then you get the new Xbox coming out. I'm like, that's some bullshit. I just want to play the fucking games. I try to go through this hassle and spend more money on these platforms. See, no, dude. That's kind of, I would like to save up for a computer software, so maybe I could just go to Steam. But then, like I said, licensing, you don't own the games. It's like, why spend money on a console now again? They can just go to Steam or go to these online. It's just unique ways of scamming the customers out your money just to get a temporary high. So, yeah, I don't think I'm going to go after the Switch 2. Neither. No. I actually would like a Fuji film camera and start making movies on the Fuji film. I'll maybe even start collecting it. I wouldn't even try to sell those. Maybe rent them. But that's the thing. You rent your games from these companies. They rent them. They lend it out and rent it. You rent your equipment. You rent, like Hollywood Videos and Blockbuster. You go there to rent a game to try to, check it out. This whole thing about renting is just so, man, thought-provoking. Realization, everything's a rent. So now, tell you what, just start bringing back the old games, and maybe you should just, I don't know, maybe companies will be fine with that. Just start bringing back the old, and just have, if it's the new, push out the indie games. Just support independent artists creating unique stuff. I think that's where we need to go from here on out.